Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here this morning. My name is Josh Tabulsi. I'm gonna be doing the webinar with you. Today's webinar, it's gonna be 45 minutes to 1 hour. I'm gonna take you through the PowerPoint presentation and explain to you a few things. And the goal of today's training is to explain to you how to use the different tools we have in Centris in order to be more efficient when you work as a team and also to facilitate the communication between you and clients. So that's what we're going to be covering. So we're going to start with the PowerPoint. I'm going to be presenting you a few things. And after that, we're going to take each one of the tools that we have. For example, Matrix, ImoContact. I'm going to explain to you in each one of those tools how you could use it more efficiently when you work in a team. Before moving any forward, I just want to confirm that you are hearing me and seeing my screen. If you can confirm, please. Okay, thank you very much. So, if you already work in a team or you're planning to join a team, there's many benefits. So let's start by talking about some of the benefits of you working as a team. So if you're already in a team, this might be very helpful for you. And also if you're planning maybe on joining a team or having your own team, you're going to see the benefits are many. So first of all, it will allow you to have some tasks performed by an administrative assistant or even another broker from your team. It will also allow brokers to easily substitute themselves in the event of absence. For example, if you leave for vacation or if you're sick, you can have another broker from your team uh, replacing you to make sure that the communication is continuing with the client. And also, it allows everyone to work with their own codes since code sharing is prohibited. So that's a very important thing. You cannot share your Centris code with anyone else, even if it's somebody that has been in your team for a very long time, even if it's somebody that you trust, you cannot share your codes. And also, it will allow you to keep an history of all the actions taken by each person on the team. So even if you are a big team, every time there is somebody that's done in estimate forms, for example, where we modify one of the documents in the estimate forms, we can have an history of what was done by who. And it also will allow you to act on behalf of a teammate. So if a broker acts on your behalf, even though it's the broker who performs the action, the tools, it's your name that will appear on the forms. And also, if you're using simple notice, it's going to be your name that will appear when sending notices. And I'm going to show you an example also. So, for example, if we are using estimate forms and I'm representing, in this case, Danielle. Daniel went for vacation and he asked me to prepare an offer for one of his clients or one of the team's clients. Well, I'm going to be able to make all the work for Danielle. And as you notice here on the screen, Daniel's name will appear on the form, not mine. Even if it's me, Firas, who's doing the work, it's Daniel's names that will appear in the form. So that also could be there's a lot of advantages for that. Imagine yourself, you have an ongoing transaction and you don't want your client to know that you're away for a few days. Well, this is a good way to continue the work as if you were here, but without the client knowing that you're away for a few days. So today we're going to be talking about the main tools in Centris. So we're going to be covering simple notice, Centris.ca counters, also how to add, modify a listing, matrix, and estimate forms. So we're going to go through each one of those tools. And we're going to explain to you what are the different settings you could do if you use it as a team. And I'm going to be explaining in detail some of the things that you could use when using those tools. So let's start by describing what are the different type of teams that you could have. So you could have a team where it's a broker team. So meaning you could be a few brokers, two, three, four, five brokers, for example, working in the same team. Well, in that case, you only need to do some adjustment to the access right for some of the tools. So it basically, if you want to add modify a listing, you will need to have some access right, Centris counters, a simple notice, a document share, and the profile. So basically, it will enable any teammates in your team, any broker in your team, to do some of the things that you could do as a broker. And also, you have another type of team where it's a broker and an assistant, which is, I would say, the most common type of teams. It's very popular between brokers. I myself have an assistant in my team. So I don't have a big team, by the way. It's only me and my assistant. So if you're in a team with an assistant, you will need to complete a form. And once you do so, you send it to Centris, or you provide it to your agency, and they're going to be sending it to Centris, and you will get your assistant codes within usually 24 hours. So it's a very simple. You go to see your agency, you ask for your AEO. He or she will provide you with that form. You fill it, you sign it, your assistant sign it. It's sent to Centris. And after that, within 24 hours, your assistant will get his or her own codes. So he or she will be able to access the Centris tools and do some of the tasks that you might request from him or her. For example, on my side, what I ask my assistant to do is to respond to all the email contacts. So she responds to the email contacts with her own codes. So she's able to confirm the visits, to communicate with the sellers, to let them know, listen, we have a visit at that day, at that time. So this is one of the main advantages when you are sorry, when you have an assistant working with you. And this also could be done with one of the brokers also, by the way. So it could be one of the broker who is working from office and the other broker is working on the road, for example. This is something also we see sometimes is you have a team of 3-4 brokers. One broker manages all the communication with the client internally, and the 3 others will be on the road making visits, showing properties, meeting with clients or signing some contracts. So once again, today's goal is not to tell you which way of working as a team works best, or how to get more clients when you work in a team, or how to be the top team in Quebec. The idea is to explain to you how you could use the different tools to your advantage. This is the idea of today's training. So that's what we're going to be covering today. So if we start by Simple Notice, Simple Notice is kind of unknown to many brokers. I don't know if you guys are using it. If not, well, I strongly recommend you to start using it. It's a tool that will make your transaction much simpler. It will also allow you to have a better organization and planification for your transactions. And it will also make the communications between the sellers and buyers much more efficient. So today's training does not cover how to use Simple Notice. I'm going to just explain to you how to use it as a team. I'm going to also, maybe in a few minutes, I'm going to maybe just show you, I'm going to take you to the training section in Centris where you can learn everything you should know about any of the tools that we use in Centris. So if you're already using Simple Notice and you're working in a team, well, you can get the adhesions of the sellers and buyers. You can also create an accepted promise to purchase. You can also send or consult a notice and respond to one if you work in a team. So it's very simple. Once your team is created, you're gonna go select what you see here in the red square, and you're gonna be able to select which teammate you want to send the notice for. So in this example, let's say that I'm working with Anastasia, so I'm going to be sending a notice for her. I'm going to be able to access her listings and send a notice for one of the conditions we have in the offer. So it's very, very simple. you just go to Simple Notice, select the team member you want to replace, and you're going to be able to do what your teammate can do in Simple Notice. What I want to show you also, I want to bring this to your attention. Let me just share my screen with you. There you go. Something important for any of the tools that we're talking about today, if for some reason you're not familiar with or you don't use it too much and you want to learn more about it, you have a section here in your dashboard, in your Centris dashboard. There's a section called Training. So if you click on it, in that section, well, you have many resources available to you depending on which tool you want to learn more about. So today we're talking about Simple Notice. So let's, for example, select Simple Notice. There it is. And let's select English and webinars, and I click on search. So you can see we can have webinars, and you can also have tutorials. So here you have Simple Notice completed training that it was pre-recorded that you can watch at any time. So if you're curious to know more about this tool, you can go and watch it anytime you want. It's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, during the whole year. So for any of the tools, whatever it is, you can always go to the training section and you can learn more about that tool. So it's really up to you. So any of the other tools, we can go back to the section. It could be Matrix, it could be Emo Contact, which one you want to learn more about. You can go to that section and you're going to have access to a lot of information. Okay, you can also ask your EO to have an exclusive training session at your agency. And you also have, if you are ever a new broker, you have also a section here where we have a lot of information for you as a new broker that you can access and learn more about the Centris tools. And also, you want to bring to your attention, let me just move this, there we go. So here you have the interrogation mark here. You can also chat with somebody at Centris. They're going to be here to help you. You can also call them if you need any questions, if you have any questions about your tools. You can even ask for a private consultation in which somebody from Centris will be able to answer your questions that you might have. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. So for any of the tools that we're looking at today, if you have any questions or you want to spend more time learning about it, you can always contact Centris, and it's going to be a pleasure for them to take a few minutes with you and explain to you what you are looking to learn. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint presentation. There we go. So we spoke about Simple Notice. Also now we're going to be talking about the counters, Centris.ca counters. And also this tool is not very used by a lot of brokers, but it's something that, once again, I strongly recommend you to use for all your listings. So what Centris.ca counters does is every time we create a new listing, you can set up automatic emails to be sent to your clients, to the sellers. And you can decide, do you want it to be sent every once a week, once a month? It's really up to you. And what your client will get, what the seller will get, is basically some statistics to give him an idea of how his listing is performing. Is the listing getting a lot of attention? How many times it was added to the favorites? How many times it was shared? So it will allow you and your seller to know if you're on the right track, for example. For sure, if you are not getting a lot of attention to your listing, maybe you would need to change some things. And also, it keeps your client in the loop. My clients, whenever I do share with them this counter, they really appreciate it. Also, they like the fact that I'm keeping them informed of what's going on. So it's something that you could set up automatically for any of the tools. And if you are working in a team, you could set up this counters for each of your teammates' listings. So all you have to do is go and select the listing you want to create the automatic sharing for. As you can see here, you can decide it could be sent monthly or weekly. You can even decide on which day of the week it will be sent. And you can even put or add a personalized message. You could say whatever you want to your client. So this is something that could be done for you, for your listers if you're not already working on a team, and also you can do it for any of the teammates that you could have in your team. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is for the counters. Now also you can work when you work in a team, you can add or modify a listing, and also it's very simple. You can go to your teammates listings and decide which of the listings you want to modify. And imagine a scenario where you have a teammate or you yourself, you're on the road, you're going to meet with some clients, and you notice or you get a call regarding one of your listings, and there is some wrong information in the listings. Maybe the price is wrong, maybe the size is wrong, whatever the information is, and you're driving, so you can simply call one of your teammates and ask him to change that information. You can also ask him to modify pictures, add documents, like if it was your own listing. So when you act on behalf on one of your teammates or that you represent, you can always have also that banner that will appear on your dashboard. And it's going to tell you that you are representing this person. So you're going to go, you'll be able to access the listings, do whatever change you want to do, add, modify, whatever. And even if it's not your own listing, but you are working in a team, so you will have access to your teammates' listings. Okay, so Matrix, once again, it's one of the tools we use a lot. And know that you have many options to use Matrix. So we're going to be covering all those options. You're going to be able to see what you can do and how to use Matrix in your team. So once again, I'm going to cover the PowerPoint quickly, and after that, I'm going to make a few examples with you. So once you use Matrix as a team, you can easily replace any broker in your team. And you can also it will allow you also to have a better communication between your clients. So you can avoid multiple searches for the same client. You can also view the rejected and approved listings for your client. So I'm going to be showing you in Matrix. I'm going to connect to it. I'm going to connect to Matrix. So let me also put that in English. Go English. Oh, actually, this is my private. I'm going to go to the training environment one. So let me just log out. Go back to the homepage. Let's connect. Okay. So this is my training environment that I have to use. Okay. And let's put that in English. Okay, so now to go to your team settings, you have to go to Centris where you click on your name, you have the settings, and you have team settings. So if you click on it, let me edit this. So first thing I want to bring to your attention is that there's a user guide available. So you can click on it, and in that guide, it's about 20 pages, and you have all the information you need to know about Matrix. So even if you don't do today's training, you're going to be able to know everything. Okay, it's very well explained and it's very simple to understand. You can just go and take a look at it, and you're going to have all the information you need to know everything you need to know about Matrix. So today I'm going to be showing you a few options, but for sure to have all the information, you will need to go through that document and to have access to everything you need to know. Okay, so now first thing I'm going to do is create a team. So it's very simple. It's mentioned here. Click here to create a team. So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to add myself. Okay, fine. So you put the number and you click on find. So this is me. I'm going to add him to my team. So I added my team. So there is me, Centris 15, and there is Firas also on my team. You can also set a team name. So let's give this team. Let's give it the name February 2026. Oh, sorry, let's very much. March 2026. So now I gave a name to my team. I added one teammate, so we are two in that team. And here we have a few options. So you have the option to impersonate this team or work on behalf of that team. So there is a difference between both. When you select impersonate this team, so what the system will do whenever you send a listing to one of the buyers, it will be the team's name that will appear. So it's gonna be March 2026. Okay, if I select work on behalf of the team, so what will be mentioned in the listing when you send it is going to be mentioned Firas for team March 2026. And this also has to do on the way that you want to manage the communication of your team. Some team let each broker use his own name on behalf of the team, and some don't allow that and wants to have only the team's name that appears in the emails that are sent through Matrix. So once again, it's really up to you. You can decide to do set up the way you want, and you can add as many brokers as you want. So this will be all up to you. Okay. So basically, once you do that, the team is set up, and now you can use Matrix as a team. And as I told you, if you need any further information about Matrix, or you want to see how to do something specific, you can always refer to the user guide, and you're going to have the answer in it without any problem. Okay, so we have one last thing to view together, which is Instant Forms. Instant Forms also, the advantages are very similar. I would say maybe in the Instant Forms, you have maybe a few more options. So we're going to dive into it right away, and I'm going to show you exactly how to use Instant Forms when you work in your team. So let me log in. There we go, Instant Forms. Okay, so now for the settings. Okay, let's go back here. Okay. So if you go to the setup section right here, you click on it, it will take you to the teams and sharing. So if we click on it, the first thing we have to do is we have to create a team. Okay, so let's click on that and give it a name. So March 2026. Save. So we just give the name to that team, and now we have to add the teammates who will be working with you in that team. So let's add 3 different brokers, add members, and what you see on the right that appears on the right side is basically you would have to select what kind of permission you were given to each teammate. Okay, so you have a few options to choose from. I'm going to explain to you each of the 3, actually 4. So let's start by Centris 10. Centris 10, let's say that I gave him a full access to the transactions that I create. So it's going to be full, and you also have read and write. So full, it means that he will be able to create transactions, he will be able to add forms, modify the forms, finalize the forms. So he can do everything he wants in Instant Forms. This is giving him the full permission. I can also select the option where I allow him to impersonate me. So if I do select that option, Centris 10 will be able to act on my behalf. So I could ask him, let's say I go back to the example I gave in the beginning, I go on vacation, and I could ask Centris 10 to prepare an offer for one of my buyers. So he will be doing all the work, but my name will appear on the offer. So I have to select that option if I want to be able to use it. If we go to now Centris 11, Centris 11, let's say I'm going to give him only the option to write. So he will be able to go access the forms in the transaction, he will be able to modify the forms, but he won't be able to finalize or add forms or finalize the transaction. And let's say for Century 13, I'm going to give him the option only to read. Let's say that he's a new broker and he's still doing his training, so he will be able to access the transaction and he will be able to read everything, but he won't be able to change anything in any of the forms. Okay, once I do that, so I selected sharing's permission for each one of the teammates. I have also the option of automatically sharing transaction whenever it's created. So if I select that option, what the system will do is every time I create a new transaction, it will be shared with the team members as the permission, with the permission according to the permission I gave them. Okay, if not, I have the option also of sharing each transaction separately. So I could decide, for example, that one transaction I'm managing it as a personal broker. I could have also transaction shared with the team depending on each transaction. Okay, so once I do that, I click on Save Listings. And after that, let's go and create a transaction together. Okay, so I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna create a transaction. Let's see, it's 123 Rue March in La. Okay, let's say it's a residential sale. Okay, so we are the listed broker. And let's add the forms. There we go, English. So let's say go. We added the contract and this declarations by the seller. So I added those two forms to the transactions. And let's say this transaction, I want to share it with the team. Because as I told you, you have the options of sharing it or not. So if I want to share that transaction, I click on the three dots in here. I click on Teams and Share. I can select the team that it will be shared with. So you have to select the team. As you see here, I have a lot of teams that I created. So it seems that it was already shared. So you select the team and you click on Save. So automatically, this transaction will be shared to the team, with the team. So now let's say I go to the contract. And I'm gonna add some information to it. So I added some information. I'm gonna add Mr. Arch Seller. Let's say that he lives on 123 Rue March. Okay, I'm gonna go back and save it. So now if I go back to my home screen, and if I go to the transaction, what I wanted to show you is, you can see here, there's a history section. So if I click on it, so I could see who did what at what time with all the details. So you can see that the transaction was created by Centris 15 at that time, that the transaction was created, that the form was changed. So you have really access to all the information you need to know. So at any time, if you're working in a team and you are 5 brokers, you'll be able to know who did what at what time. So the information is saved. So in case you need to go back and review some of the changes that were done by one of the brokers, you'll be able to do so without having to ask anyone. You have all the information accessible to you. Okay, so now also the options, if you want to impersonate an agent or a broker from your team, you can select him and click on switch. And now technically I'm acting as Centris 10, which is one of my teammates. So you also have this section here where you could stop impersonating. So you could be able to do whatever you need to be done. And after that, once you're done, you click on stop impersonating and you are done with it. Okay, so basically that's what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you for being here, and sorry again for my voice. Don't hesitate if you have any questions to ask. We still have a few minutes together. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'll gladly answer it. If not, I'm going to wish you a beautiful day. Drive safely, as you see, and I hope to have the chance to collaborate with you on a transaction eventually. Thank you very much and have a good day.